In today's video lecture, we will be discussing TS Class 10 question answers which are there at the back of the textbook from the chapter Acids, Bases and Salts. So let's start. The questions we see here are improve your learning, okay? And in improve your learning, we have reflection of concepts, and that we have total 5 questions, and in application of concepts totally also we have 5 questions, and higher order thinking questions we have 2 questions. So all the questions I'll be explaining you, okay? So continue watching till the end. First question, as you can see here, is an acid or a base is mixed with water. Is this process exothermic or endothermic one? That is, it is telling me that when I add an acid to water or when I add base to water, will it be exothermic or endothermic? Exothermic means will it release heat, and endothermic means will it absorb heat. Okay, and absorb heat we know that it is represented by minus Q, and released heat is represented by plus Q. So let us see the answer for it. Mixing concentrated acids or bases with water is a highly exothermic process. Okay, remember, whenever you mix an acid, concentrated acid with water, or a concentrated base with water, at that time heat will be released. Since heat is released, it will be a highly exothermic process. Okay, next question is distilled water does not conduct electricity. Why? So distilled water does not contain impurities, that is, it does not have any germs in it. That is why, if it is not having any impurities and if it is not having any germs, means it will not be able to dissociate into ions, means it will not be able to break into ions. Okay, for example, if you have water H2O, we are going to represent that as H plus and O minus, right? We are able to dissociate this whole compound into ions. But as distilled water, it does not contain any impurities, it does not contain any particles only. That is why we will not be able to dissociate into ions. So as we are not able to dissociate the impurities into ions, therefore if ions are only not formed, how can we conduct electricity? We know that whenever ions are dissociated, then only we'll be able to conduct electricity. How? Because we have positive, which is called as cathode, and negative positive, which is called as anode, and then anode electrode will connect, and then negative ions we connected to cathode. So we have all that procedure for positive ions and negative ions. So only if we have positive ions, negative ions, then only will be able to conduct electricity. Okay, next question is dry. Third question is on this page. Yes, draw a neat diagram for showing acid solution in water conducting electricity. So in this diagram, if you carefully observe, what all do you have here? You have 2 electrodes, okay, and those 2 electrodes are called as graphic rods, and that we have dilute hydrochloric acid solution. We have a beaker, this is a beaker, and we have wires, okay, connected to the graphic rods, and to that we have a bulb is connected, and that is being connected to a AC bulb of 230 volts. So this setup shows the acid solution in water conducts electricity. Okay, whatever materials are required, that we have to draw. It's very simple. We just have a beaker. In that beaker we have 2 graphic rods. To that graphic rods we connect an AC bulb, AC plug bulb, okay, and a solution is hydrochloric acid. Next, fourth question is why the flow of acid rain into a river makes the survival of aquatic river difficult. That is, if acid rain is falling into river, why aquatic life is difficult, it is asking. So we know that the pH value of rainwater is less than 5.6, and that is called as acid rain. So if it is less than 5.6 means it will have acid content in it. So when this acid rain flows into the rivers, what happens? The pH of the river, okay, water will also reduce, because already the pH is less than 5.6. Now when that mixes with water, it will lower the pH of that river water also. So if the pH is lowered, then will living organisms survive? No, we know that living organisms require some specific value of pH, okay, they have some value of pH and they can survive only for that narrow value, limited range of pH. So as the pH is getting very much lower, the aquatic organisms which live in the water like fishes, okay, and other organisms which live in water, they cannot survive. So flow of acid rain into rivers is dangerous to the survival of aquatic life, because aquatic life is getting affected because pH is lowered when acid rain falls into the river. So these acids have free ions that conduct electric current. So they are not distilled, right? The water which is falling, they are not distilled because they are acids. So that acid will have ions, and if those ions are dissociated, electric current will also be conducted, and then there might be a chance of shock in the water to the aquatic life. Okay, so that is the reason why the flow of acid rain into river makes the survival of aquatic river difficult. Fifth question in your textbook is how does it make the cake soft and spongy? Okay, how does baking powder make the cake soft and spongy? So baking powder is a mixture of baking soda and mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. Okay, when we add baking soda and tartaric acid, then we get baking powder. The chemical name of baking powder is sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3. When it is added to dough while making cake, because on heating it is converted to sodium carbonate with the release of carbon dioxide. See, in this reaction we have sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also called as baking soda, NaHCO3. Okay, when we what is being added when we heat it up? H plus ions are being added, and we know H plus ions are acidic ions. So on that, when we heat it, it will become carbon dioxide, it will release carbon dioxide, it will release water, and it will release sodium salt of acid. See, NaHCO3 plus H plus. Okay, one hydrogen, two hydrogens and one oxygen will become water. Okay, and already we have one carbon here, and two oxygens are remaining here, so it will become carbon dioxide, right? And then also we have some salt of sodium is left, so that salt of sodium is left. This is how the ions are dissociated. Okay, when baking the cake, the carbon dioxide released by baking powder causes the cake and the bread to rise, making them soft and spongy. Because carbon dioxide is released, we know that the nature of carbon dioxide is that it will make the cake to rise, and therefore the carbon dioxide makes the cake to become soft and spongy. That is why whenever we eat cake, we feel that it is soft and spongy. Okay, next we have, if we add baking soda in it, then only. Then application of concepts, 5 questions we have. In this first question is 5 solutions A, B, C, D and E when tested with universal indicator and pH is given as 4, 1, 11, 7 and 9. Classify the solutions as given below, which is neutral, which is strongly alkaline, which is strongly acid, which is weakly acid and which is weakly alkaline. It is asking, and it is saying arrange the pH in increasing order of hydrogen ion concentration. So first of all, we'll say which is neutral. Neutral means we know pH value should be equal to 7. Okay, so here we have option A, neutral is 7. Acha, 4. Once again, yeah, 4. See, here it is like this. A is 4, B is 1, C is 11 and D is 7 and E is 9. So D is over, that is 7. Okay, that is neutral. Then second one is strongly alkaline. Strongly alkaline means it is strongly basic. We know strongly basic means it will be from 11 to 14. So from 11 to 14 is C, right? So strongly alkaline is C, 11 pH. Then strongly acidic means it is from 0 to 3 or 0 to 4 we can say, or 0 to 3. So here we have strongly acidic is B, that is nothing but 1 pH. From 0 to 3, 1 lies between 0 to 3 pH. Then weakly acidic means it is between 5 to 6, okay, or 5 to 6. So here we have, it is weakly acidic means it is 4 to 6. So here we have, it is 4. 4 here is A, so A. Then weakly alkaline means it will be between 8 to 10 we can say. So here 9, that is E, is weakly alkaline. So what is it asking us? To classify an increasing order of H plus ion concentration. Increasing order of H plus ion concentration means which should be the highest? which is strongly acidic. Why? Because strongly acidic will have more number of H plus ions in it. And then weakly acidic because the H plus ion concentration decreases. And neutral, no H plus ion concentration. And weakly alkaline, again no H plus ion concentration. And more amount of OH minus ion concentration. Then strongly alkaline will never have more amount of H plus ions. It will have more number of OH minus ions. So that is why we are saying strongly acidic greater than weakly acid, greater than neutral, greater than weakly alkaline, and greater than strongly alkaline. Okay. Then why does 2 decay start when the pH of mouth is lower than 5.5? So the answer for this question is 2 decay is the hardest substance in the body, and it doesn't dissolve in water but gets corroded when the pH in the mouth is below 5.5. It happens due to bacteria which produce acids by degradation of sugar and food particles remaining in the mouth. Okay, so the bacteria which are present in the teeth, they will produce acids. Why they will produce acids? Because the sugar will get degraded, and as the sugar gets degraded, the food particles remaining in the mouth, because of the food particles remaining in the mouth, the sugar gets degraded, and because of that 2 decay will happen when pH becomes lower than 5.5. The next question is, a milkman adds a very small amount of baking soda to fresh milk. Why does he shift the pH of the fresh milk from 6 to slightly alkaline? So by adding a very small amount of baking soda to fresh milk, the milkman keeps the milk unspoiled for little more time than usual time. Because if the milkman will not add a slight amount of baking soda, then what happens is that the fresh milk might get spoiled. In order to save the milk from getting spoiled, he changes the pH of the solution by adding baking soda. Then we have, why does this milk take a long time to set as curd? As baking soda is added, it turned into a base. But we know that curd needs acidic condition to set, hence this milk takes a lot of time to set as curd. Already it is base now. Now after adding sodium hydrogen carbonate, the milk has turned into base. So it is taking very much long time to settle as curd. Milk gets converted to curd because we have to convert this base to acid again in order to make it curd. Here it is milk, and milk is being converted to curd, so it will obviously take more amount of time. So next question is, plaster of Paris should be stored in a moisture proof container. Explain. So plaster of Paris is a white powder, okay, and it is easily absorbable in water, and it forms hard gypsum. Since it is forming hard gypsum, therefore it must be stored in a moisture proof container. Okay, moisture means which has wet content in it. So wet content should not be there in the container. So we have to see it in such a way that moisture is not there, that is moisture proof container. Next question is, magnesium ribbons are taken in test tubes A and B. Hydrochloric acid is added to test tube A while acetic acid is added to test tube B. It means that we are going to take a test tube A, and we are already magnesium ribbon is there in test tube A, and then we are going to add hydrochloric acid to it, and then we are going to take test tube B, and already magnesium ribbon is there here, and we are going to add acetic acid, that is CH3COOH is the chemical formula of acetic acid. So we are going to add acetic acid here. It's saying that valences and concentration of both the acids is same. In which test tube will the fizzling occur more vigorously, and why? So the answer for this question is, equal lengths of magnesium are taken in test tubes A and B. Hydrochloric acid is added to test tube A while acetic acid is added to test tube B. That is first point, they are writing whatever is given. The reaction occurs more vigorously in test tube A because when compared to acetic acid is weaker than hydrochloric acid. So since the ionization is more in strong acid than in weak acid, the reaction occurs more vigorously in test tube A. Okay, ionization, that is formation of ions, is more if strong acid is taken with magnesium ribbon. So strong acid plus magnesium ribbon will give a more vigorous reaction. More vigorous reaction means more fast reaction when compared to weak acid plus magnesium. Then higher order thinking skills, we have 2 questions. So last 2 questions. Fresh milk has a pH of 6. Explain why the pH changes as it turns into curd. Fresh milk has a pH of 6, but milk turns sour when it changes into curd. The curd contains lactic acid, so the pH will be less than 6 due to presence of lactic acid. We know that, right? Acid will make the pH less. So actually fresh milk pH is 6, but as lactic acid is formed, the pH will become less than 6. Next question, how do you prepare an indicator using beetroot? Explain. Indicator means a test which is performed, okay, a testing material which is used in order to see whether an acid is formed or a base is formed. That is called as indicator. So how do we prepare an indicator? By using beetroot. That we have to explain. So what is the aim of the experiment? To prepare our own indicator. The materials required are beetroot 2 to 3, knife, balls, water, spoon, mixer and orange juice. The procedure is we have to take the beetroots and we have to peel them with the help of knife at first and then wash them, and then we are going to chop them into pieces and we are going to put those pieces into a mixie jar and make a paste, and then we are going to add some water to the paste. Now we are going to filter this and collect only juice from this. We observe that after adding 5 to 6 drops of this juice, that is, what is this beetroot juice? Beetroot juice is nothing but it is indicator. So when we add beetroot juice to orange juice, 5 to 6 drops and mix it, we can see the color changes. What are we going to do? We are going to add beetroot juice, which is nothing but indicator, to orange juice. When we add beetroot juice to orange juice, we see that the color of the carrot juice, orange juice changes. Okay, so this indicates the presence of acidic nature in orange juice. Okay, since the color of the orange juice is changing, it means that what is there in orange juice? Acidic condition is there in orange juice. That is being known by it. Okay, so this completes our questions which were there at the back of the TS SCERT textbook of 10th class. Okay, hope you have found this video. If you have found this video helpful, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.